So it's been a very long time since I last hopped onto the game. It only says here that I've been 48 days away, but this is EU. I loaded up EU a while ago when we were thinking WHO was going to re-release. I was wondering if it actually dropped. If I were to load up my NA account, which I officially have uninstalled, because there's no point for the game after everything. I've done everything. I've achieved every single aspect of the game. I've gotten most of my characters that I wanted to SSS, and I'm like, you know what? Beyond me, I don't care anymore. But I wanted to make this video here today because guess what? They have officially announced something, and it's not anything good, not at all. It's actually that the version that we didn't expect to shut down officially announced the shutdown, right? And you have to realize that if this version is announcing you a shutdown, the other two are going to follow suit because it's the same version. The other times when we saw KR and CN shut down, because at that point, those are separate versions. The KR version, the CN version, both were separate entities of actually what TSH is. They were definitely different. It was not the same version, right? At the time of when we get All Might over here, that version could be getting Endeavor, Stain, and so forth, any character that they want. For our version here, it would be All Might, EU would get All Might, and then this third version would get All Might, and officially today, they've announced shutdown to this version, which launched a year after the game's actual debut, and now it's officially kicking the bucket. And this is basically the EU version just translated to a different region, and now they've already announced that they're going under. So today, thought I'd show it to you because if they're shutting this down, the other two are just gonna follow suit. It's simply put, that's what's gonna happen because that means they have no plans left. All of the other regions that currently exist in the game going under, now the only two that are left are these two. And again, you're gonna say they're making money. Not really. I've actually checked the revenue on this game, and it still can't really crack 100k or 200k anymore. And usually the shutdown revenue is around 100 to 200k for games of this stature. So pretty crazy, but let me show it to you real quick. So this is the Facebook post over here. This is the MENA version, which is, again, this is just Middle Eastern, North Africa. This version is literally just EU. It's not its separate version. It's EU, just translated text for them. That's all it is. That's literally all this is. And now, given you're announcing a shutdown for the version that is basically just EU, it's done for. I think that the game really is going to kick the bucket soon. Which, again, it is shocking that it had such a great IP behind it, and the gameplay wasn't bad. Whatever you might say, TSH has some of the best gameplay in like a lot of games that I've played, and whatever it was, the modes and everything were fun. If they continued to add improvements to the game, and it was handled, if you will, by a better company, then this game would have been one of the bigger ones and still lasting up until the very end. Like, a lot of my videos did very good in this game because people were still okay with like not getting content here and there because the gameplay was so good you can overlook it, correct? When Muriel released our final character to hit this game, it was still very hyped. It was competing with some of the other videos that I had done for characters previously, even though majority of the player base died at that point where they just gave up. They're like, you know what? Screw this game. It's not releasing anything. And it still did so good for so long. I'm just kind of depressed for the reason that, damn, you could have done something. Didn't have to let the game die here. But Mina does go and say this: Geo workers, 1,000 thanks to you for your support and love all the time. However, we have to announce the termination of My Hero Academia, the strongest hero with a heavy heart. We will terminate our services from this time on October 31st. So they're not going to even give you that much time. CN and KR both gave you 4 months to enjoy with the game before they went and shut it down. But they will shut it down right away. So basically just all of September and then October it's over. So let's just say 2 months and that's it for the game. For Mina and every Mina player here. The Mina actually, apparently the Mina version has a Discord, and that Discord is losing their mind. They're panicking because it did, whatever it is, it actually had a decent player base before leaving. So Mina had something, like genuinely speaking, it had it. Mina was way bigger than KR. And if Mina shut down, I don't think EU is too far behind. And then NA is probably going to follow suit right after. The game is not profitable anymore. People have kind of come to the terms of, yeah, nothing's releasing, I'm going to stop whaling. So at that point, that's kind of what happened. They say 9/20, they're going to suspend the actual app for the game. And then also they say for currently owned in-game hero coins, workers can continue to use them until the end of service. So they're not going to actually give you a compensation or a rather refund of the currency that you have, which CN and KR did. Over here for global, because again, this is more so not the other regions. This is now Crunchyroll's owned thing. They can do what they want because Crunchyroll launched this one, right? They're gonna make sure that you can't actually refund it. So do keep that in mind, all right? So you can't do anything if you do want a refund. So if you're an NA or EU player and you were trying to hope to see maybe you can refund your hero coins, guess what? Crunchyroll is not going to allow you to do that, right? But the CN and KR versions both allowed refunds. They said, yeah, if you have anything up, it is our fault that this happened, so we will refund it for you. But here, they're not going to do anything for you. They're not going to refund anything. So don't expect much from it. But yeah, that's kind of funny. They didn't allow at least a refund, but that's there. Then they say the end of service officially again is 10/31. The close official social media accounts is then going to happen, and then the end of the customer service is over there also. And that's it. It was a great trip. Our team would like to convey our sincere apologies and appreciation to all employees. It was a great trip. But yeah, so this person over here, guys. This is the global version because I downloaded it, but I'm telling you to install it. They're trying to say, like, if this version is dying for you, go to this version. Little do they know this version is the same way, right? So it is, again, pretty shocking that they are kicking the bucket like that. It's not shocking. That's a lie to say that, but it was a great ride for the game. I think they did wonderful. I will make one last video if they do announce a shutdown on global. I think that is the case, the NA and the EU versions, because that was the version that I played. I played both NA and EU. It is, again, super sad. This game was a great game. Overall, MHA fans now have to look forward to either Ultra Impact, which, again, more so very different gameplay. That is a very different player base too, right? Most of it doesn't actually overlap. When I transferred my videos over there to try out the game and see how it was, a lot of people didn't like it because it's a much different game. It really is, right? It's chibi. It's different gacha mechanics. A lot of things are very different, right? And then the only other game for the year basically is just Ultra Rumble, and that's a console game, full-fledged battle royale, way different than TSH. The only game in the future for MHA fans, basically the only game left like ever until we get a new announcement, is just going to be the KLab game, which again is a very kind of good company behind it, theoretically. So they could do a lot there, and they could definitely make a great game. I am hoping that the gameplay and everything from KLab is pretty good. But yeah, with KLab, that is our last hope for TSH and what's left of it, or rather for MHA as an IP, getting a gacha game. Recently, a lot of companies have been kind of coming together and really bringing out some nice games, okay? You have Netmarble, which again, you may hate, whatever. They are bringing Solo Leveling, which is first off a graphically intense game, and Netmarble is known to at least keep their games alive way more than whatever TSH was. You do have Bleach Star Resonance, which got announced, which I think every TSH player needs to check out because it's basically the same game. It's the same sort of gameplay, same sort of style. That is a game you can definitely kind of enjoy with, but beyond that, I do think that you have Fighting Path that ever choose to go globally. But for the MHA IP, you're stuck with just KLab. And I got stuck behind a card, great, or in front of a card. But basically, all you got is just KLab. You have to expect that KLab can bring something out. If you don't like KLab's game, and when that comes out, Ultra Impact's all you got. This year is, in fact, going to be Ultra Rumble. More so a console game. That game I'm going to be playing the hell out of because it was so freaking fun during both betas. And three betas. I played 3 betas, and I gotta say, the game is 10 out of 10. The improvements they've been bringing since each beta is nuts. I don't expect much from the game originally, or I didn't, sorry. Let me use the proper English here. Didn't expect it properly to do things correctly, and they proved me wrong, all right? So many new changes, so many new fixes and stuff like that. So Ultra Rumble is something to look forward to. But yeah, that basically is it for MENA TSH. That is now the EU version basically shutting down in a way, right? You realize that it's just the EU version translated for that region. Now, if that shut down, what's left? Because it's just the maintaining of the servers, which, if you will, it has players still. And EU is dwindling more and more each day. So if that shut down, I wonder what's going to happen to EU and NA and when they're going to announce it. So, yeah, pretty sad news here today.